Welcome back, everybody, to Three Idiots Talking podcast. Except today, we only have two idiots talking, myself and Cole. We are here to do a quick little review and a reaction to, as you guys can see, Mr. Drake has dropped his first single, I believe, off of his supposedly upcoming album. I'm not sure what the name of the album is called. I don't know if it's been announced yet, but the song is called No Face. This, I believe, to be his first single since the Kendrick Drake beef has happened. I know he's been featured on a couple songs since that beef started and ended, but I believe this is his first single, just straight up his only song. I believe it came out. I don't actually know. It came out like 2 days ago, maybe a day ago. Either way, Cole, what do you think? What are your expectations here for Mr. Drizzy Drake?
Um, they're pretty low.
Pretty low.
They're never high. It's one of the most boring rappers that has ever lived to me.
All right. Before we begin, though, I would just like to say if you guys have not seen our channel before, check it out below. We have tons of videos where we do reactions just like this, normally with 3 people, but we had to do 2 today. We also have a ton of reviews we do where we go in depth on albums, and we have kind of a unique rating system, which we will be starting today with, and I believe on this song. So make sure you go check out our channels, subscribe if you want to get notified when we go live, and hit the bell when you want to get notified when we go live for these. And let's get started. No Face Drake. Oh, do you have any predictions for will he mention either the Kendrick beef in any form or fashion, or the other sort of beef he got involved with, or I guess not really beef he's involved with because he hasn't responded to it yet, but a bunch of other rappers on another album by, I'm forgetting all the fucking names right now, but basically there's a bunch of other rappers who also called out Drake very recently, like 2 weeks ago. What do you think? I say yes. I say yes, but it's not going to be like direct response because he rarely does that. It's going to be subliminal. All right, let's give it a go. No Face. Kind of a wild face right there. Way less in here, none of you pussies is blocking my blessings here. What? Yeah, no face, no face, no face. Oh, this hook ain't not it. No face. I don't get sleepy off no melatonin. My therapist put in a 30-day notice, cause I keep on talking about beefing and business and money and women. There's no. I'm just so happy that niggas who envied and held that shit and got to finally show it. I'm over the moon. Well, there it is. That's the first mention. Right there. He said he's so happy about the people who envied they finally showed their real face in this regard. So that's the first mention of the people who previously dissed him, a bunch of people on a feature. That is such a crazy bass sound. No Face has no picture, no cover art, no image whatsoever. Just a blank release from Drake right here. Just a single. 2 minutes, very short. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. What's up?
It's got the lines on it.
Well, I think that's just what Spotify puts on when there's no actual image. No Face. I would say that this was so many Drakeisms, as I call them, in this song. The little, I guess Travis Scott kind of made him popular, but the ad-libbing, not ad-libbing, the little pop in and out of like things where you go, woo, woo, the little noises that he makes, Drakeisms as I like to call them. Okay, so before we start, I would just like to mention we can do this with this song. I think is a perfect time to start it out with. We have a sort of new rating system we want to introduce into our reviews. And first things first, it's not going to be very easy. Weirdness level. What are we thinking on a weirdness scale for this song? I'm gonna have to say not very weird to me. It's gonna be like a 2 out of 10 on the weirdness scale.
I wouldn't call it particularly weird. I mean, it's certainly, I guess maybe slightly weirder for Drake.
Yeah. Okay. For Drake, it's a little bit weirder.
But I don't really like that. So
And
I
production.
would give it a 3 on the weirdness scale. Was not particularly strange.
Okay. Production.
Um, I guess surprisingly good.
I was
Um,
going to agree with you on that actually.
a much better bass than you usually get out of a Drake song. Just felt more clear, it was heavier. The snare sound. I mean, obviously not a real drum, but
Yeah, well, duh.
for what the drum was, it sounded better than it normally would on a Drake song. 'Cause he seems to put minimal effort into his production. I guess
Agreed.
I would give the production like a 7 out of 10.
I mean, I don't think we have to rate these on a scale for each number wise. I just think we can talk about them. I would agree, production wise, that was a little bit better
I'm
than we
good.
normally. Okay, fine. You can do whatever you want. I agree, production wise, that was better than we normally get from a Drake song. Um, Especially the bass, like you mentioned, the synthesizer bass was not overused and it was used like sparingly, which was cool. And I thought that was actually pretty good. Replay value, a big factor. Um, Cole, you're not a huge replay value rap guy, but
What does that
I
mean?
mean, rap's just not your forte for replay value, except a couple people, a couple songs. So, what would you say to Mr. Definitely not Drake, definitely not Drake on the replay value,
I mean,
but
I'll give you that, but I don't have a replay value bias towards rap.
okay. What would you give rap here? Or not rap? What would you give No Face replay value?
Um, the chorus was very repetitive. I don't know if it was good enough to be as repetitive. I mean, I don't think it was good enough to
The
be
answer
as
is
repetitive
no.
as it
That
was.
hook did not hit. I did not
I would
enjoy the hook.
if he had shortened it, it probably would have been. I mean, it certainly would have been better to me if he had just shortened it.
Yeah.
Throw it a 5. I didn't hate it.
I'll say the hook, the thing that probably annoyed me the most, besides the link, was just how he went like no face, no face, no face. He started whispering like with like a passionate whisper, no face, no face. Like it was like that's just, it got a little under my skin, a little over dramatic, there. So yeah, no. Replay value overall though, I would say I could see myself listening to for a Drake song. This is something I could see myself listening to again. Just maybe not a lot, and maybe not like after like a week or two. But if it came on, I wouldn't skip it. I'll give him that. It's certainly not the worst replay value he's ever had. And then finally, we have what was your immediate reaction and then overall reaction?
Um, I suppose I was immediately surprised by how loud it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I was also a little bit surprised by how like aggressively he came in because he's usually like the most
Mellow
laid
rapper.
back guy
Yeah.
ever, which doesn't help him because it just comes off when he does laid back, it usually just ends up coming off as like he doesn't care. Which is minimal effort. So I'll give him props that he sounded more interested in what he was saying this time.
I think that
Uh,
stems from the sort of, it seems to be the mind state that he's currently in right now, where a lot of people are attacking him from a lot of angles and have been this summer, and he seems to be about ready to sort of hit back in a way. Like, oh hell no, you guys don't do half the numbers I do. You're about to experience. I mean, if you give a shit about that, like, he's got a lot of fuel to back him up in
okay.
that regard. So I think he's sort of entering a fight back phase right now, and this is we've seen this before. With to his credit, we have seen this before with Drake on songs where he has responded. He's been involved in beefs before, like with Pusha T, and usually he does type of stuff like this where he drops a single, and there's a lot of like, they're called like, I mean, the rap they're called subliminals, but these are not subliminals. These are like half disses where it's like an intro diss, like responding to someone without directly going at them. You get what I'm saying? So it seems to
Yeah.
me in this song like he's he's about to enter a phase where there might be a lot of this album might have a lot of responses to a lot of different people, probably Kendrick included. I don't know if he wants to reopen that door again, but the other people that have been beefing with him recently or have talked shit recently, that I could definitely see this album having some responses to them. I don't see a full-blown beef involved, but yeah. Okay, so your immediate reaction was like, wow, he actually sounds like he giving a crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely could have expanded on that a lot more than he did. Um, like I just wish he had gone way more in depth in the song than he did. Um, like instrumentally and lyrically, I guess, because it was pretty short.
It is.
I suppose it was fine for what it was.
Okay.
It's better than he usually does.
My immediate reaction was simply that he brought in a new tone that we haven't really heard much from him, especially recently. The albums have been so poppy and just like singing rap and mainstream. Like he's been so mainstream with his music in the last three albums that this one was very, you could tell the beefs that he's been involved with recently have definitely changed, like you said, his tone and the aggression level. It seems like he's bringing a bit more focused on this song, and might see that from the next album. I'm not quite sure. Again, I don't know what it's going to be like. There's been a lot of rumors, but not a whole lot of not a whole lot has been put out. But media reaction, I thought he actually sounded sincere, like he was caring about this song, that he really wanted people to hear it. He especially talked about how, like, in the lyrics he mentioned in the bar I paused on, that I'm really happy people that were envious finally got the chance, finally said something and put out their true feelings, not trying to hide it. And I think that's what the title of this song is sort of meaning, like no face, like it's sort of a double entendre. It's like the people who who praised him or talked good about him, but were just envious people in the past around him. He's happy they finally got to show their real side. They, not showing off this fake persona. And then also people who have never liked him finally got the chance to actually show up and not just be a little bitch and scared and like a coward the whole time. Um, since everyone since Kendrick's beef with him started, all these people just came out of the woodwork and started attacking Drake. People who were probably to Drake friends in the past and said good things about him, all just started going at him at once on like tons of diss tracks, tons of features, and it's definitely, this seems to be Drake being like, oh, okay, I see it, I see what everyone's doing now. All right, my turn. My turn to respond.
A little late there, bud.
A little bit, but
Way too late.
I mean, to be fair, he's right though. A bunch of people came out of the woodwork after Kendrick's beef with him ended. A bunch of people just started popping up. I mean, Kanye. Well, that was sort of in the middle of it, but a whole bunch of people after Kendrick's beef with him ended just started taking shots at him. Just like people who were probably who have been featured with him on music before. So he's kind of right in that regard. I mean, it's a little bitchy to do that in my opinion, but all right, overall, what would you rate this song? I feel like we should have a for a Drake rate song and then an actual
No,
rating.
I don't do
I
that.
know.
That's a fucking hate when people do that.
He's pondering. Look at that ponder. He's thinking hard, deep and hard.
6?
You've been giving out a lot of sixes in rap lately. A lot of sixes.
That's what it is.
I enjoy this style of rap more than you do. I don't like Drake lyrically, but I enjoy the focused aggression type of thing that he brought in this. So I'll give this a 7.5. Probably the highest grade I've given a Drake song in 4 or 5 years, maybe. But I like this style. I still think he's got a bad hook on this song. I don't like it, and I think he's still got that little bit of like this Drake thing that I call it a Drakeism, where he just the things he the little ad libs he adds in between like hooks and bridges and stuff, and then his constant like, oh, My numbers are so much better, and you guys are talking all this shit. What is wrong with you? Like, you're nothing to me. You're an ant. Like, if you are, and to me at least, if you're a real rap fan, if you're a real rapper, like Drake claims to be, numbers really aren't the thing to back you up with. That's just a statement of fact, in my opinion. If you want to be considered, a real rapper, because no one looks at. I mean, the Drake Dick Riders, of course, put him in the all-time greatest because of his numbers, but no real rap fan looks at Drake and says that's a top 5 rapper. Nobody puts him there. So if you want to be on that level, you cannot just talk about how much bigger you are than everybody and how you're always been above everyone. That's not really, it doesn't work. It doesn't translate to the rap community like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll hopefully have Noah back for our next video. If you guys did like the video, hit like down below and hit subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notified when we go live. And also follow us on Twitter and follow us on TikTok. We apologize for not posting many TikToks recently, but they are long and difficult to make and they take a lot of effort. So it's only us. It's actually only me editing stuff. So I can only do so much at a time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video.